You tuned in to the Iceman Show podcast. I am your host, your brother, the Iceman. More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts. Don't nobody go home till the fat man gets it in. What's happening, chocolate people? Back in the house for another installment of the Iceman Show podcast. You know how we do. But let's pay some bills first, because you know we always got to do that. Like to welcome all of you, my Facebook family, as well as the YouTube family. Your dags, as well as the YouTube family. The Iceman Show family members like to welcome you to the Iceman Show podcast, where we talk about truth and justice from a black perspective, y'all. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff popping off, and we're gonna get to all that right now. But before we do anything, we got to pay some bills. Make sure you get my first book entitled, this is it, The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. You can get this at asktheiceman.com, asktheiceman.com. Scroll down to the add to cart button and order from there, and we will send it out to you within 4 to 6 days. Or you can order this directly on Amazon. Okay? Looks just like this. The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. If you're trying to get gamed up, okay? If you're trying to get gamed up, you're trying to get your mind right, you need to have this book on your desk, at home or at work. Understands me? Make sure you get it. All right? My second book, The Dating Bible, will hopefully be done by next summer. That in and of itself is going to be my career project. And I will go out on the road and start promoting The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1, my first book, and The Dating Bible. People ask me, a couple people ask me, they say, Ice, how come you didn't promote your first book? And I said, because I've mainly put this book out as a reference book. I mainly put it out there for just people who were subscribers to my show. I didn't really put it out to try and sell it, mass sell it before I had another book or several books out at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? I had a frat brother who is no longer with us, who was a New York Times best-selling author. He instructed me to wait till I get another book out before I promote my first book, especially if I'm, you know, especially if I'm not going through the channels with, you know, Simon and Schuster and those type of folks. This is an alternative project, so things have to be done a little differently, which is fine with me because I've been doing it. I've been doing my own thing since day one, from the 80s when I was rapping. Okay, so you know, I don't have a problem with being grassroots. I don't have a problem with being grassroots. Anytime you have DJs from other countries contacting you via email saying, hey man, I'm still rocking your CD from the 90s at parties for real hip hop heads. I'm like, wow, you know, so I must have did something right. Anyway, again, I'd like to welcome you to the Iceman Show podcast. You could be anywhere else doing anything else, but you decided to hang out with the Iceman, and I thank you for doing so. I am humbled by your generosity. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, please hit the like button. If you're in the house on the YouTube side, hit the like button. Let's get into this. I don't know if you guys heard this today, but Trump signed an executive order to give complete and permanently disabled, which is TDIU. This is the TDIU people. Totally disabled. TDIU. I forgot what the income. They totally disabled, income, unemployable. Okay, they're still considered 100%, but you have to have at least 60 to 70% of one particular service connection. Like, say, if you broke your spine while you were serving in the Army, and you know they put a rod in your back, and you were able to continue to serve, but you still, you know, had issues with your back. Well, even if they put you out, or may not put you out, but medically boarded you, you have a choice to choose. You know, you can choose. You can say, okay, according to if you, like, say you didn't get it. You say you weren't, you didn't. Let's just say for this particular test case, let's just say you broke your back, and you also your hearing, you got tinnitus, you got hearing loss, or you got hearing loss. Say your hearing loss, say you apply to the VA, and the VA give you 70% for vertebrae, cervical and lumbar fracture. They gave you 60% service connection. But for your hearing loss, they only gave you 20%. So total, you're 80%. However, if that 60% with that cervical and lumbar, let's say your cervical and lumbar vertebrae was broken in several places. Well, you get it because you have back pain and you can't really lift anything or do anything or those types of things. Then what happens is you get you can apply for TDIU, which is complete and permanently disabled, TDIU, totally disabled, income, unemployable. So what ends up happening is if you apply for 100% TDIU, then what they'll bump you, for instead of you getting paid at 80%. Wait a minute, how does it go? Because I think they changed it too. I think what they do is, because I'm thinking the temporary, because sometimes what they'll do is bump you up to 100% and pay you at that until they finish your claim. Especially if there's a whole lot, if you're in dire straits and you need to start making money. Finally, the VA started expediting some of these claims. So what they'll do, if you back, the old system was you went to your psychiatrist or you went to your MD, you had them fill out all this paperwork, and then then you had to apply that way. Well, now how they're doing it is you make sure I get this right. I stand corrected if I say this. Any of my disabled vets in the room, any of my 100% or TDIU disabled vets in the room, I stand corrected. Correct me, please. Facebook, you got in the chat room. Go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. If if either you or your spouse or your kid or your son or daughter served and they're in the same situation, let me know if I'm saying this incorrectly. So what happens is when you apply for TDIU, they'll say, okay, this person's 60% with this neck and back injury, they can't work. You get a letter from, you go to the doctor, they have you bend over, they have you do all this stuff, move your back, move right, move left, bend over, poke your hips out and lean back. They have you do all this excruciating stuff. And used to be you had to go through with it. Now you can say, hey, I stop, my back hurt, stop. Then they have to stop. You'd have to stop that range of motion nonsense. So what they're doing now is they're applying when they'll look at your 60% and say this person is 60% already. At least they meet the threshold. So they put you at 100% TDIU. The only problem with that is you better not be seen working nowhere. Once you get TDIU, you better not be working anywhere, because those federal agents that investigate VA fraud will come after you. And trust me, they check. When you're TDIU, they will come to the house and have some type of social worker or somebody that's contracted by the VA or usually it's a contractor. They'll have that fool come to your house and check. Look, hey, can this guy walk up these stairs? Because they'll put that acorn lift, that acorn lift in your house where you sit down and it go up the stairs. That lazy ass. Man, when I see people with that thing, I'll be like, you sorry. I'm trying not to do too much cussing because some people be getting mad because I'll be doing all that cussing. You a special kind of sorry if you in a house with stairs and you can't get up the stairs. Because that's one of the reasons I didn't want to get a house. I could have been got a house that a bigger house. But I kept staying in apartments because it was just easier to stay in apartments. But then again, like I said, the last apartment I had such a negative experience being around all these white supremacists. And then you so packed, it got everybody packed and all, in one unit, you got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You got 6 households in this little area. And I was like, man, I got to get out of here. Plus the landlords were a bunch of white supremacists. So I was like, I got to get out of here. It just wasn't a good situation. I was miserable. I started getting miserable. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put in to get out of here, because I was gonna stay there another 6 months till I moved up to Seattle, and then I went up to Seattle and couldn't find a decent place to rent. Plus, it was just hella expensive, and Seattle got too many hills. That's the one thing I don't like about. I don't want to live in no city got a bunch of hills, man. I hate hills. Because not just because I ride my bike, but because I hate hills. That's why I never moved up to the Bay Area. You digs? So I think this is just only for the TDIU folks. I think if you're 100% disabled through the VA, I don't think they qualify for that. Okay? I don't think they qualify for that. Those of us who are retired and we get service connection, I don't know how that works. I would seriously say read the order, because they'll say one thing on TV to get, they'll say one thing on TV to get shine, and then turn around and you read the details, and it's a bunch of bullshit. Okay? You look around, you don't even qualify for it. Okay? So anyway, so if you're TDIU service connection 100% through the VA, they will discharge your loans. Finally, they're doing that, because they'll discharge your loans. But man, you gotta get all this paperwork from all these doctors, and it's a mess. It's a huge mess. But like I said, if you 100% and you decide you want to switch over to a TDIU, remember this. See, if you 100% and you if you 100% disabled through the VA, see, you can still go out here and work, and it won't count against you. But if you TDIU, man, you better not be caught working. You can't even work from your house. Plus, they have mandatory kind of, they make it mandatory. Like they might say you need to work 4 hours a day. They be doing that kind of stuff. I knew a sister that was TDIU through the Air Force in San Antonio, and she had me come over her house to pick up some paperwork, and I went over here and she was in a like a 4-bedroom house, big old house over there, kind of in an older part of San Antonio, where one of my aunts used to live, and she had a pretty nice. The house looked okay from the outside, but when I went in, that house was dusty, dirty. It was man, she was living like a pig. But she had one of them acorn lift things, and she was like, "My back is messed up. I broke my back when I was in the Air Force." And because she saw me with my Air Force hat on, she was like, "Oh, you Air Force too?" I was like, "Yeah." So she was like, "Yeah, I gotta work 4 hours a day." I was like, "What do you mean 4 hours? How you gonna work 4 hours a day?" So like, "Yeah, I work from home. I use my internet and computer at home, and I work 4 hours." Like, she said, "Yeah, they make me work 4 hours a day." I was like, "The VA make you work?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I never heard of that." She was like, "Yeah, sometimes they make you work if you get TDIU." I don't know how it is now. That was probably almost 10 years ago. So, that was a long time ago. So I don't know how it is right now, but I do know that all veterans don't qualify for this. And like I said, the key words here are completely and permanently disabled. That means TDIU. So I'm a veterans advocate. So if you guys got any questions, email me. Go to my website. Those of you on the Facebook side, go to my nonprofit website. Go over there and look around, see what's going on. Take the email address off of there. Email me, and I will administer to you in confidence, meaning your case is confidential. I don't share any of your information with other people, because a lot of people, they'll be like, Ice, I wouldn't mind doing business with you, but what guarantee do I have you gonna share my information? I said, dude, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't share people's information. I don't life coaching clients. I don't share their information. Any of my clients, even when they advertising clients, consulting clients that, as far as people that I do business, other companies that I do business with, business to business, business that I do with them. We sign. I purposely whip out a confidentiality agreement, or I tell them to send me theirs. And if theirs is more detailed than mine, then we use theirs. But I don't disclose information, whether we have a confidentiality agreement or not. That's just good business. That's how you get people to trust you. And unfortunately, with Black folks, we have a lot of Black folks that don't trust each other just because. Well, I don't trust you, Ice, because you a Black man. Well, you know what? That's that slave mentality, dog. That's the slave mentality. It ain't got nothing to do with me, because anybody that's ever done business with me knows I haven't disclosed any of their information. Find one person that says I have, and I'll send you a check for $1,000. Okay? Find one person or one business that say I disclosed their stuff to the public without their permission, with or without a confidentiality agreement. You digs? What up, Triple T Kill? Last Crucible. Hey, Last Crucible, I'm going to get at you, man. Just got a couple of things popping this week, man. Had some appointments this week with you know who. So, yeah, man, I don't do well getting up in the morning going to appointments. So just like today I was so exhausted, man. I came right home and went to sleep. I was going to ride my bike. But I was like, nah, I ain't riding my bike today, man. I'm tired. Because I work out every day. I usually work out five days a week. And, for somebody in their mid-50s, that's a lot. So today I slept on it. You digs? But I just wanted to put that information out. By the way, if you're a veteran, if you're a veteran or you're in the military and you're getting ready to separate from the military or retire and you want to apply for VA benefits, get at me. Go to my website and holler at me. Email me. You digs? Email me so I can get at you. Okay? Email me and then we'll go from there. I'll help you get your benefits. I ain't guaranteeing I'll get it, but I will work my ass off so that you get your benefits, dog. And trust me, I know how to write up that VA paperwork, because I was my own advocate. I had to advocate for myself. DAV didn't do anything, not anything substantive. You digs? So I know the process, and I can help you with that. I've helped helped family. I've helped non-family folks. So if you trying to get your benefits, dog, through the VA that you spill blood and tears for, hey, I'll help you. I'll do the best I can, and you don't have. And I don't charge for that. I don't charge for that. Okay. So if you're a veteran and you ain't getting your benefits, or you want to increase your benefits, let me know. Email me. Go to the website and then email me. Don't suffer in silence, bruh. The sisters, don't sit there and suffer in silence. Black folks have a habit of, well, I ain't gonna have no Black person help me. Well, then don't have me help you then. Go over there and have Mr. Charlie help you. Go over there and have Go over there and have Miss O'Fay help you. Go over there and have Hunky McGee help you. and see how your paperwork end up. I went over there and had Miss O'Fay and Hunky McGee do my paperwork, and it was all effed up. And that's why I had to do it myself, because they done such a bang up job. You're tired of black folks always sitting around not trusting each other. That's why we in the position we in today. Everybody sitting up here hanging their hat on what Jay-Z does, because you ain't got nothing popping. We got to get off of that, man. We're going to get into that tonight. Black folk, 40 million black folks getting behind one person. We got to stop doing that. That's how you get black folks killed. Because they say, oh, you the black leader. Pow! We'll take care of that. Let's crush the dreams, hopes and dreams of all black Americans. Let's get rid of Dr. King. Pow, pow. Let's get rid of Malcolm X. Pow, pow. Let's get rid of Medgar Evers. Pow, pow. That's how they do. And that's why we got to stop being scared of these scumbags. Okay? We got to stop being scared. See, when you a grown man, when you act like a grown woman and a grown man, people don't intimidate you. Well, we gonna go tell her, well, Johnny, well, if you put this statement out there that we a bunch of white supremacists, we're gonna put out that, you had sex with a squirrel. And if I was that dude, Johnny, I'd be like, put it out. Put it out. People that know me know I ain't had sex with no squirrel. So go ahead and put it out. Go ahead. Ain't nobody ever got mad over a lie. You digs? The question tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Did I tell you about? By the way, if you haven't gotten your copy of this, you need to go get it. I got mine Saturday. You probably can't see it. Turn on my little desk light here. It got that glare on it. You can't really see it. Let me pull it back. Shit. You can probably see it now. I got my copy of Hidden Colors 5. Got my copy of Hidden Colors 5, y'all. Yes, sir. Hidden Colors 5. You better go get it. The Art of Black Warfare. See, this is the kind of stuff you need to be, black men and women. This is the kind of stuff you need to get for your children to watch. Your beautiful black babies. You need to have them watch this kind of stuff, because this is going to giving them the confidence of knowing that you can be a black man or a black woman in America and still hold your head high and not be a sellout and not be a coon, mammy, Sambo, or Negro bedwench. You digs? Go to hc5.com or hiddencolors.com. Now there is Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth installment, the fifth and final installment. But Tariq Nasheed also has a movie called 1804, The Hidden History of Haiti. That's a real good movie too. I haven't looked at any of them, but I just know I've just seen snippets. I've just seen snippets of all of them. And even though I've only seen 1 and 2, I have 3 and 4. I just haven't looked at them yet, because I want to watch all 5 succinctly. Okay, so this is number 5, The Art of Black Warfare. But there's Hidden Colors 1 through 4 also. And yeah, get this. And he's got another movie out called Buck Breaking. Okay, it's how they keep shoving homosexuality down the throats of the black community, or the black populace in America. See, we are the only, and I'm gonna say this here, the so-called black society, black community. We are the only ones in this country who doesn't accept pedophilia. Okay? We are the only race group that rejects pedophilia and sexual predation. particularly on children. We don't tolerate that. But you go to these other communities, you go to the Asian community, you go to the Hispanic community, you go to the Caucasian community, and if you got enough money, they will put a 10-year-old kid in the bed with you. Okay? That's how they get down. We don't get down like that. Okay? If we have somebody preying on our children and our family, that guy gonna end up in the hospital or dead. And he gonna end up in prison. He or she. We don't play that. You can't go to the black community and say, I got $100,000. Can you find me a 3-year-old toddler for me to have sex with? You come to any black neighborhood around this country, and you will see cats come out their crib with they gats. You're gonna see bruhs come out of there with they steel. Okay? You're like, man, you better get away from here with that. Okay? We don't play that. That's why they keep shoving homosexuality down our throats, and you need to reject it. I don't give a damn what they say. Oh, you being homophobic. No, I ain't being homophobic. I'm being careful. Because homosexuality is a cancer in any community. That's why in white society, they compartmentalize their homos. They say, okay, you can exist, but you need to be over here. You see how they do? They don't let all that flaming and all that. They don't let walk around with pink suits on and flame and hair stuck all up in the air with pink hair. They don't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that in white society. They don't tolerate that mess. Now, pride parade, you can do that. You can flame, you can go on out there with the chaps, with your booty out. You can do all that there. But you cannot do that in mainstream white society. They don't tolerate that. Okay? And their homosexuals are just as racist as their heterosexuals. So those of you who think that the white LGBT community is understanding of your racial plight, you's a fool. Some of these homosexual white males and females are more racist or just as racist as heterosexual Caucasians. And I'm glad that brother is putting that out there. We need to stop. I don't care if people call me homophobic. I can care less. I don't care what you call me. As long as you call me. No, you can call me whatever you want to call me. I ain't no homophobe. But you ain't gonna shove your lifestyle down my throat and then have me sit in silence and accept it. That's not gonna happen. First of all, you're not gay. Gay means happy. The rainbow doesn't represent your lifestyle. Picture 2 homosexual males or females laying together in the bed and then think of a rainbow. You'll be like, but they always attach something good to their foul, demonic behavior and or the equal sign. Every time you see somebody with their car and they got an equal sign on a sticker on their bumper, that means they're advertising that they're homosexual. See, these people politicize their lifestyle, but yet they say, don't judge me by my sexual orientation. Then why are you telling me that you're a homosexual then? Huh? Keep that to yourself. You ain't got to have a pride parade if you proud of what you are. You ain't got to sit up there and have these ridiculous parades. And you women that go to them pride parades, tell them, oh, I like their music. You're complicit in that lifestyle. You're signing off on that lifestyle. So I guess you won't mind if your son comes home flaming. Huh? Oh, you're going to draw the line at that, huh? Black men, this is why you can't involve black women in leadership. Because look what they do. They side with the enemy every time. They want to be accepted. That's at the base of almost all of Black women's functioning, is being accepted by white society, getting that pat on the head by white zaddy and white mama. And see, a lot of Black men, y'all on that same bullshit too. Some of y'all on that same bullshit. Clout chasing. We're going to talk about clout chasing tonight too. Okay? If you haven't done it, please go do it. We're fundraising right now for the holiday season, for clothing items, as well as some school items for inner city kids. About 2 weeks before Christmas, I usually stop the fundraising, or not. I don't. I'm always fundraising 365, but 24/7, 365. But for that particular fundraising drive, I usually try to cut it off about a week or 2 weeks before Christmas, because it takes time for us to go out and get the food. We have to get clothing items of the average sizes of children. We can't just go and say, okay, size 1 through 10. We got to say, okay, we're going to have this many. Last year we had this many size 4, size 5, size 6, size 7. That's how they do it. That way they don't have a whole bunch of stuff laying around. Because what we usually do with the stuff that's left over, we take that and we just give it away. If they get a family that comes in and has a need, then we do give those items to that family that way. So if you want to contribute, we're just asking for $5. Go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and donate today. Or you can, if you have the Cash App on your phone, it's called Cash App. You can go to the App Store and get it for free. The Cash App is free, so you can donate on there. Just keep track of how much you donate, and then go to your tax professional next year, and then give them the name of my business, and then you give them all your info, and then you can have your tax write-off for this year. I highly suggest you donate not just to my nonprofit, but other Black nonprofits, and especially if you make a decent amount of money, because the way the way Trump messed up the tax code, unfortunately, if you make less than about 50,000, if you make between 0 to about 80, 90,000, maybe 100,000, you're going to get screwed on your taxes. If you make about 150, maybe 200 or more, you're going to have a lot of deductions, man. If you at least not want to pay taxes. So Black folks, we got to learn how to do business. And I'm trying to teach some of these young bloods how to do that. Some of you old folks need to learn yourselves too. So if you didn't get any money back this year, that's why. And you're going to get less money next year if you got any money back. Or you may be paying more money. I know people that said, man, I had to pay $300 this year. I got a refund of $1,000 last year. Well, that was the year before that. That was the year before that. Tax code has changed. And this dummy, the orange dummy, he gonna sit up here and cut taxes, which is a supply side measure. You're gonna cut the taxes and the business taxes with people that already got too much money already, and then you mad because the economy is slowing down. Duh. These rich folks these one percenters that really run our country, when they make profit off dividends and tax returns and stuff like that, you know what they do? They send that money to the Cayman Islands. They send that money to Switzerland. They don't keep that money in American banks. Okay? They don't spend that money in the economy like maybe those of us who are middle class on down would. That's why if Trump if he has any sense, he will give people that make less than 50, at least people, especially poor people, I don't even care if they give middle class people anything. Give these working class people and these poor people a check for $2,500. I guarantee the economy will be back on track in a minute. In 2 or 3 days, the economy will be back on track. Instead of giving these rich people that don't spend money in the economy like we do. They sit on their money. If you got these people out here making 3 and 4 and 500,000 or more a year and up, man, they take all their money, they invest in it. They don't spend their money. They don't do like some of y'all do, where y'all go out and buy a new Escalade. No, they don't do that. They'll drive that brand new Camry. They'll get that $40,000 Camry and drive that. While they make $400,000, you make $150,000 and you driving a Bentley. That's why white folks got money and you don't. Anyway, we're going to ask the question tonight. Did Jay-Z sell out? Like I told you guys Tuesday, I went down line item by line item about this little deal that he signed with the NFL. And now I'm going to read to you some black folks in the media and what were actually some journalists, not just black journalists, but journalists in general. Let me read to you some of the stuff that these guys are saying about Jay-Z's ass. Okay. Now, Jay-Z said in an interview that I think we've moved past kneeling. I think it's time for action. What action, Jay-Z? You padding your pockets with NFL cash, with blood money? Is that what you talking about, bruh? Huh? Now, Eric Reed, the brother that played on the 49ers with him, now he's on the Carolina Panthers. Eric Reed, a former Kaepernick teammate who joined him in kneeling during the anthem, accused Jay-Z of making a money move with the very people who've committed an injustice against Colin Kaepernick. I agree. Others argue that the deal is a natural extension of the work Kaepernick has done in compelling the NFL to take social justice seriously. Are you serious? I can't believe they fixed their fingers to write this crap. What is Kaepernick? Kaepernick didn't go and sign no $90 million deal with the NFL. He wouldn't have done that. Kaepernick wouldn't have done that. Kaepernick's 31 years old. He represents millennials. Okay? Jay-Z's 49 years old. He's near my age. So he's kind of still considered the trail end of the baby boomers. Okay? What Jay-Z did was a move for Jay-Z. Jay-Z, see how these old black folks think? See how they think? It's all about them. It's all about me, me, me. Growing up in the home that I grew up with, my father, it was all about him, him, him. Screw everybody else. It's about me. See where that mentality comes from? If I get the bag, it's for me, not you, not us. See, Kaepernick, his mentality is us. Jay-Z's attitude is me. Because let me read some of this other stuff that I didn't read the other day. Let me read some of the perspectives. Now, I don't know why they are interviewing Cardi B about this. That little ignorant, non-black individual. Okay. Why are they talking to Cardi B? Why are they talking to her little ignorant ass? Huh? Why are they talking to her? She ain't got nothing to say. Little ignorant ass. I can't even stand looking at Cardi B. And it ain't got nothing to do with no hate neither. Let me read some of these perspectives. Jay-Z should give a more thorough public explanation of his decision making. Now, this is according to somebody named Charles Robinson at Yahoo Sports. More details are bound to follow on this partnership, and more questions too, none more pressing than the one that asks Jay-Z about how he went from supporting Colin Kaepernick to cutting deals with the league that has been accused of locking him out. Motivations don't matter if his involvement brings results. So here we go. If the resources of the most powerful league in the country are utilized to improve the lives of minorities, yeah, what I tell y'all about that word minorities? Are you a minority? Black man, black woman. Are you a minority? I think not. Your melanin says your dominant genes say you are not a minority. Remember, these people use words to denigrate you even when you don't think they're denigrating you. So already, before even reading this whole statement, I know I'm reading a statement by a coon. If the resources of the most powerful league in the country are utilized to improve the lives of minorities and spur real change in the criminal justice system, right? We talked about that Tuesday, criminal justice reform. Does it really matter if the NFL did so publicly or Jay-Z for the money? See this fool, LZ Granderson. If I remember correctly, this some old Negro or some little young coon. Probably if he's a young coon, he's probably a closet homosexual, because they only hire moist black men to work up in these places. Now, see, let me just stop with what this guy said. First of all, Colin Kaepernick specifically said, I'm kneeling, and I'm paraphrasing what he said. I'm kneeling because of police misconduct on black people. He didn't say minorities. See, we got to stop including everybody else when it's time for us to get some justice. We don't need these other people, because where are you when these other people are trying to get justice for their people? Now, since that El Paso shooting, you got all these Hispanics on CNN and MSNBC running their mouth, talking about what they ain't gonna tolerate and all this kind of nonsense. And all of a sudden, they ain't white, they're Hispanic or Latino. Okay, any other time they love to brag about how they're Spanish and Italian, which they're not. They're not Italian. Okay, watch the play on words with these people. So you got all these so-called Latino representatives running their mouth talking about how America needs to do X, Y, Z because we can't have Latinos getting slaughtered in Walmart in El Paso or any other place around the country because we're so special. No, you deserve to get a bullet up in your head just like we get one in ours. If we really want to keep it gangster, if we really want to keep it 100, you're Caucasian, you're not white. There's a difference. Okay, they all on TV running their mouth talking about we need this and this and this and we need a special this for Latinos and da. They ain't said nothing about black folks. When Asians are protesting something or protesting a corporation for making fun of their eyes or calling them chinks or Buddha head or anything else, you see Asians out there complaining for Asians. You don't see no black folks out there. And if there are any black folks, they're coons and sambos and mammies. You trying to co-opt to somebody else's group instead of fighting for your group, because you too full of shit to fight for your group because you ashamed of being black. Spur real change in the criminal justice system. What did I tell y'all about that criminal justice reform talk? What did I tell y'all about that? We don't need criminal justice reform. We need white supremacy eradication. We don't need no criminal justice reform because we know that. What does that mean? What the hell does that mean? That could mean I want to dig in my ass in front of a court. That mean I might want to get in the back of a police car digging my nose. What the hell does that mean? We don't need criminal justice reform. We need for y'all to get rid of white supremacy because that's the core problem. Police misconduct is a byproduct of white supremacy. Deal with the real core issue. Jay-Z may not understand the implications of the partnership. While Jay's support for Kaepernick was almost certainly genuine, he is in bed with Cap's primary enemies, those who fought the hardest to silence him and his message. Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones is pretty down brother. He usually keeps it 100. And he's right. How can you sign a deal with the enemy? See, a lot of black folks don't want to cross the line on picking a side. You want to straddle the fence and lean over toward the Caucasian folks when it's convenient for you over here, so you won't, lose your, the credibility you think you got with them, and then or when the tide blows in black folks' direction, then you leaning over here to black folks talking about, yeah, man, Jay-Z should have, he should have had more people at the table, man. That's why you can't trust half these black folks out here. Pick a side. You can't straddle the fence. Everybody knows you're black. I don't care how much I don't care if you're LGBT. I don't care if you cross-eyed. I don't care if you humpback. You still black. And they're going to see you as such. And there's no way you can escape being black. You can co-opt somebody else's group. You can start calling yourself whatever you want to call yourself, because you got a lot of black folks like to call themselves, well, I'm Central America. I'm this, I'm that. I'm my people are from, Turks and Caicos. I ain't black. Oh, so you ain't black. You OJ. Okay. Kaepernick himself has sold out his principles for money. This got to be a white dude. The problem with viewing the Roc Nation NFL partnership as this great schism between Kaepernick the good and Jay-Z the bad is that Kaepernick himself has already profited from the very same move Jay-Z is using now. Who is this dumbass? Who is this dumbass? Billy Hazley. Who is this fool? How did Kaepernick benefit from the same kind of deal Jay-Z did? Kaepernick's not producing any halftime shows at the Super Bowl. Huh? Come on, man. Kaepernick's not didn't sell out. Kaepernick sued the NFL for collusion because all 32 owners of NFL franchises colluded against him, and the NFL helped them do it. That's why they sued them and not each individual team. Because that strategy in federal court would have been cumbersome, and they probably would have lost. Because the judge would have probably said, look, if this is going to be a bench decision, I'm going to tell you right now before I make my decision, you might want to reconsider. The plaintiff may want to reconsider my decision if it doesn't go in their favor. You might want to reconsider before I render my decision. Therefore, if you don't think you want to go forward with this, you can go ahead and motion to have me dismiss the case without prejudice. Where my lawyers at? Okay? And then you can go sue the proper entity, which is the NFL. So that was smart for his lawyers to go after the whole NFL instead of going after each team or going after the teams that, claim they, going after, the 49ers and all these other teams that claim they wanted Kaepernick and then turn around. As soon as he went up there to work out for the team, it's like, oh, no, we going in another direction. Okay. In my opinion, I think Kaepernick should just retire because his legacy is huge. His legacy, he's going to go down in history as the brother that went up against the NFL and won. Yeah, he only got 10, 12, 13 million dollars, but if he spent his money right, he can live off of that the rest of his life. As long as he ain't out here driving Bentleys, which I don't think he's that type of dude. The NFL's exploitation of Jay-Z, the man and the brand and all the signifiers that come along with him is identical to Nike's exploitation of Kaepernick in that much celebrated yet fundamentally repugnant ad campaign last year. This dude probably a closet white supremacist right here. He don't see, after reading this paragraph, it let me know he don't want to see no black people make no money anyway. You can see that, you can smell that in his statement. Okay? Kaepernick benefited. I think they paid Kaepernick like $30 million for him to show up in that ad campaign from last year. So Kaepernick's making his money. And sooner or later, there will be a Kaepernick Nike shoe. There will be. But see, if he goes back to the NFL now, people are going to kind of be like, you was my hero player, but now you done went back to the enemy for work. You gonna work for them folks? Nah, that would ruin his legacy to a certain degree. But if he stays on the sideline and retires and be a social justice advocate the rest of his life, I'm not saying he will be on the level of a Dr. King or nobody like that, but still, do you know how much, man, he'll be known. He's already known around the world because that Nike runs those ads like that. They run those ads all over the world. All over the world, those ads get run. So Kaepernick is a household name, and his name is synonymous with social justice. Now, that is a real social justice warrior. And if he can make some money, I wouldn't do it for free. It's not the same. He's just appeared in an ad. and was paid for it. Jay-Z signed a deal to make money with the same people who are considered to be our enemy. Jay-Z undermines his support for social justice by partnering with the NFL. Jay-Z can't stand up for Kaepernick while tucking himself into bed with the NFL. It is disingenuous. It is hypocritical. It is fake. Kevin Blackistone, Washington Post. This is a brother. I know what he looks like. He's usually on ESPN. He's a down brother. He don't cow. I ain't seen him kowtow. Working with the NFL can't be off limits forever. While Jay-Z supposed to never be involved with the NFL again, even after Kaepernick settled his suit, if Kaepernick and the NFL are done with each other, is everybody who felt sympathy for Kaepernick obliged to participate in a forever boycott of the league? Kyle Smith, National Review. This dude's, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Jay-Z deserves the benefit of the doubt. Let's at least give Jay-Z the benefit of the doubt here. Let's see what exactly he has planned as he rolls up his sleeves and prepares to position the most powerful sports league to better assist its players' efforts to positively affect the lives of the underprivileged in the community, in their communities and country. Mike Jones, USA Today. I believe in giving anybody the benefit of the doubt once. But Jay-Z, you could always already see where his allegiance lies, to his own wallet. The partnership is purely business. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, is in business to make money and is really good at it. The NFL is in business to make money and is really good at it. The reason the deal exists is the same reason that most deals major exist. I don't know what this dude can't write. Two for-profit entities see a way to make more profit. Stephen Carter, Bloomberg. Here's the problem I have with that statement. The reason why I disagree with what this guy just wrote is because, yes, Rock Nation is a for-profit company. Yes, the NFL now is a for-profit company. 3 years ago, it was a nonprofit. And for what, 50, 60, 70 years, it was a nonprofit making billions of dollars a year. Okay? The NFL is in the business of making money. Rock Nation is in the business for making money. However, let's keep it gangster. We know for a fact, and we don't need confirmation of this, we know for a fact that the NFL sought out to do business with Jay-Z, number one, because he is Black. Number two, because he is well respected in Black America as a rapper and a businessman. So don't sit up here and tell me that it was just about making money and making profit, because they could have signed a deal with Snoop. They could have signed a deal with a brother off the street and made that same deal. Why? You think they sought out Jay-Z because he's a nice guy? No, they could have signed a deal like this with a white company. Y'all see where I'm going with this? He could have signed that deal with a white company. So let's stop playing. Let's stop playing, y'all. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing here. NFL did that as a publicity stunt and a gimmick. Let me stop right here because I'm gonna forget to say this because I've been thinking about this all day. Let me say this here to you good folks. Let me say something to y'all. Whenever white corporations do business with a black man or a black woman, and they do it in public, it's a gimmick and a publicity stunt. When Dan Quayle, the vice president, who was vice president to George H.W. Bush at the time, Dan Quayle went down to Nickerson Gardens over there on Imperial in LA and had all these Secret Service people. They pulled up to the projects and was trying to talk to them black folks, try to act like they cared. And them black folks was giving them the business. Like, man, you just over here for a publicity stunt. Man, get out of here. What you doing over here? You don't care nothing about us. You created places like this so that we be locked into poverty and be living in a bad part of town. Oh, get out of here. Black folks always get fooled by this kind of stuff. The NFL is trying to clean up their racist, white supremacist image. Case closed. You can twist this any way you want. Jay-Z is letting the NFL off the hook for its treatment of Kaepernick. Jay-Z has given the NFL exactly what it wanted: guilt-free access to black audiences, culture, entertainers, and influencers. Jamel Hill, The Atlantic. Well, she finally told the truth. At least she told the truth about that. Jamel Hill is one of these black women in media talking about black men are the new white men of the black community. Black men ain't the new anything. If anything, you black women have an edge over us because you got a vagina. Jay-Z is putting his ambition over his principles. None of this is about social justice. This partnership is happening because Sean Carter is a billionaire who wants to be an NFL owner. I don't think I touched on that last time, but I'm gonna touch on that tonight. And erasing Colin Kaepernick is the price of admission. David Zirin, The Nation. This white dude telling the truth right here. This real talk right here. Let me read that again. None of this is about social justice. This partnership is happening because Sean Carter is a billionaire who wants to be an NFL owner, and he's kissing Roger Goodell's ass. Because let me tell you something. When a new owner is put into the mix, when a new owner applies for like a new expansion team, or they're changing ownership from one owner, maybe one owner is selling the team to another, you have to apply, and they do major background checks on you. Okay? And regardless of whether you sold crack on the block or not, the 32 owners that exist today have to vote on you getting ownership. And I guarantee Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, and a lot of these other white owners are not going to vote to have a black man or woman be a majority owner of an NFL franchise. You can believe they don't even want Oprah to own a team. And Oprah has mentioned over the years about buying an NFL team. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, people. None of this is about social justice. This partnership is happening because Sean Carter is a billionaire and wants to be an NFL owner, and erasing Colin Kaepernick is the price of admission. Speak on it. The partnership is a logical next step from Kaepernick's activism. I don't even have to tell you who wrote that. I'm getting ready to read his statement. And when I say who it is, you're going to be like, I should have known. Okay? You're going to say, I should have known. Okay? What up, Brown Sausage? Love you, brother. If Jay-Z decides to collaborate with the NFL and use the strong arm of the NFL to impact communities, here we go again, disenfranchised communities throughout our nation in a very, very positive way, then excuse me, wasn't that the goal Colin Kaepernick had? Stephen A. Smith, ESPN. Why are we not surprised? Huh? Coon A. Smith. Should have known. Thanks, Stephen A. When has the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL, hell, Major League Soccer, water polo, the badminton league, when has any of these leagues done anything for Black people? And again, look at these general statements. Look at these general these generalities that Stephen A. is putting in this statement. Impact communities. What communities are you talking about, Stephen A.? Disenfranchised communities throughout our nation. Who are you talking about, Stephen A.? Are we talking about minorities again? Huh? Are we talking about minorities again, Stephen A.? We're not minorities. We're not immigrants. I heard somebody on the radio say today on Urban View Radio talking about we're a nation of immigrants. We're not immigrants. You didn't hop on a boat. You didn't get on the Titanic and float over here from Europe. You were put in the hulls of ships. You were branded like a piece of like a commodity, like cattle. That's where branding comes from for the fraternities. That's where that comes from. When a slave was taken from West Africa, they branded them with some type of code that usually the initials of the ship they were sent on. And everybody got branded. Women, children, and males. Put in the hulls of slave ships, was made to live in your own urine and lay in your own urine and in your own fecal matter. And that's why usually 30 to 40%, sometimes even more of their cargo the people were dead in a week because of diseases. You can't lay around in your own urine and fecal matter for 3, 4, 5 months and you not get gangrene on your feet or get sick. So only the strongest Africans made it to the Caribbean, because that's what they used to do. They would send them to Puerto Rico, Cuba, and then they would disperse them to other islands, like how they took them to where what is known as Belize today, or Central America, or they would take them down to Brazil. That's why there's so many Africans in Brazil. I couldn't believe all them black folks in Brazil, and they love us down there. They love black men down there. They love black culture, period. I saw some black women down there who was getting hit on by them Brazilian men. They was trying to holler. Them cats was down there campaigning. Okay? They was down there spitting. You digs? People, if the NFL is not cutting a check that's going direct, that's going to turn into tangibles that are going to affect black people, because this is what this was about. You see how it gets diluted? See how the message gets diluted by people who ain't serious about black empowerment? You see how that happens? Remember when I read Tuesday night, I said the NFL supposedly signed, part of this deal is economic growth and empowerment. Where? Who are you going to empower, NFL? My pinky finger? Let's get real. See, let's hold their feet to the fire. See, look at all the coon Negroes who are trying to ride the fence or side with white daddy and white mommy. You see that? And why are we not surprised that Stephen A. Smith is towing the company line? Why are we not surprised? Oh, I know, because he makes $3 million a year from ESPN. And you know what they say? Find me a man and a woman who receives a paycheck from somebody, and I will show you their master. Show me a man or a woman that receives a paycheck every other week or every week or once a month, and I will show you a man or a woman that has a master. That's why that's why you can't turn on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS News. You can't turn on none of these people's channels and expect to get the real objective news. You're going to get propaganda. And the Negroes that you see on there, whether it's a dark-skinned Negro or a light-skinned Negro, they all are compromised and bought and paid for. You can't trust nothing they say, because who's they paymaster? They're beholden, and they are loyal, and they are fiercely loyal, especially if they're a black woman. They're fiercely loyal to their paymaster. Keyword master. So don't expect Joy Reid to get up on AM Joy Reid and and say something gangster. Because that she ain't gonna say nothing against NBC Studios. That's her paymaster. She ain't gonna mess that up. She's willing to sell out for a few shekels. Oh, I agree. Let me read what the Last Crucible wrote. The low rate of survival on the transatlantic slave routes is one reason I don't believe they transported millions of American slaves to the Americas. That is true, because I talked about this before. And that is one of the lies told about the transatlantic slave trade, that they said they transported millions. How did you transport millions when almost every load was almost a total failure. So where else did you get these people from? They had to be indigenous. See, this is why when we say ADOS blacks, when we say ADOS black, we're saying if your family on both sides of your DNA, your mother and your father, if your ancestors were enslaved Africans, or if you are indigenous to America, which black people are indigenous to America. See, that's another lie that's something else they don't teach. We were already here. The Indians are us. That's another lie they don't want to tell you. Look at pictures around the turn of the century, last century. Go Google Black Indians, 1900, 1800s. Those people are darker than we are. So thanks for reminding. Thanks for posting that last Crucible. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. We have to see, this is business. See, this black men, this is why when I remember back probably about 7 or 8 years ago, there was a brother that I forgot his channel. And he's one time I sent him, I posted a comment under one of his videos and he responded and he said, Iceman, he said, black women should not be at the table as we try to empower black people. Black women should not be at the table. And at the time I disagreed. But over the years, I've seen how disloyal black women are. And I said, wait a minute here. This brother's on to something. You cannot have black women involved in this kind of stuff. Why? Because black women think like children, just like the American Caucasian woman thinks like a child. Okay? You cannot include black women in anything because black women are going to do everything they can to undermine the movement. They're going to do everything they can to undermine everything we do. So the best way to deal with black women is to not include them at all. And I agree. Now I agree. I see why. Okay? Because a black woman will say, here's how a black woman will say, well, Iceman, I hear what you're saying. I hear I hear you saying black first and this, that, and the other. But what about these other minorities? What about black on black crime? What about black on black crime? We wouldn't have black on black crime if we didn't have white on black white supremacy. See, that's how you shut them kind of people down. Anytime you get some of these Mammy and Sambo and Negro Bedouins type black women that come in our midst talking about we need to include homosexual, we need to include LGBT. What about LGBT? What about Asians? What about Latinos? And you know what I say to you? You take your ass over there with them and see if they help you. We over here trying to help us. See, black women don't want to hear this kind of talk. See, black women want to continue to straddle the fence because during the Obama administration, they were made to feel like it was okay to be a sellout. It was okay to be disloyal. Now, black women have been disloyal and disingenuous for the past 50-something years, but it really came to a head during the Obama administration. You start hearing words like intersectionality, which only means, oh, now we feel comfortable going to get us a non-black man. or I feel comfortable getting a non-black woman. That's what all that means. I can get some Caucasian cooch or some of that pink penis. That's all that means. I'll give me some Latina cooch. That's what that means. And that's why you don't hear words like intersectionality and post-racial society anymore, because we know that those terms are a joke. There's no such thing as intersectionality. It's just you thinking it's okay to be a sellout. That's all that is. You cannot involve black women in any of this, because black women ain't gonna do nothing but undermine everything. Okay? And you can't have these feminine-minded black males involved in anything either. Every time I turn on CNN and MSNBC, they got some old homosexual black dude up there. And you know, you ain't got to show, you ain't got to play your hand for me to know that you LGBT. You ain't got to play, you ain't got to do much for me to figure out that you are homosexual. Because your energy is off. And you talking all like your ass is tight. Okay? Yeah, Last Crucible, you did say that years ago. Yeah, you did say that years ago. Okay? Well, it's time to get real, black folks. We at war here. And y'all up here playing. See, black women are gonna play because black women, that's their mentality. They act like children. The number one one of the top 10 benefits that American women enjoy from feminism is to be able to be publicly socially irresponsible with their behavior. They can go out here and have all these illegitimate children. They can go out here and have babies by different dudes, and it's acceptable. And you know damn good and well, 30 years ago, a single mom caught hell in the black community. We didn't play that. We didn't play that. Even if you didn't go to church, we didn't play that. We didn't play that. And that lifestyle don't come from us. That single mom behavior don't come from us. That comes from Caucasians, because that's how they roll. That's how they get down. But they dump all of that on black society. Everything that's bad, they dump it on us. And try to say that we got something, we created that, which is a lie. But that's what happens when you control the media. You can control the narrative. Y'all hear about that shooting that happened down there in LA? Another shooting. What I tell you about these copycats? Look, black folks. While you're sitting there working hard, trying to take care of yourself and your family, you got these Caucasians sitting around doing nothing, just thinking of ways to screw you over and do something to you. Okay? So having all these different all these mass shootings, it's going to continue to happen, and it's going to get worse. Okay? It's going to get worse. A man arrested in wait a minute. Oh, this is an Asian dude. Oh, this is something else. A man arrested in the stabbing death of a retired administrator at the Cal State University Fullerton campus was a co-worker. I was talking about something. I thought this was something else. Somebody shot somebody earlier today. I don't care nothing about this fool. I don't care nothing about that. I probably should turn this computer off. You can't download this stuff right now anyway. Okay? Now, I wanted to talk about Black individualism and Black selfishness, which is something some of you should know a whole lot about. Okay? Black individualism and Black selfishness started to come of age during the civil rights movement, but it didn't really come to a head until very recently, so probably the last 20 years, 25 years. Okay. And basically what Black individualism is, this has really come out of the of Black women turning toward white feminism against Black men to get welfare and all these other little nigga trinkets. And so instead of having the mentality when I was growing up, if you went to somebody's house, even and this was countrywide, this was all over the country. Back in the 60s and 70s when I was growing up, if you went over somebody's house, they fed you. Okay? Now my parents didn't do that because my parents didn't want a lot of my friends in the house. We'd have them in the backyard, and based on the fact that some of them would sometimes steal our tools and stuff like that, sometimes we get them back. But based on how these guys would, we go around the neighborhood stealing from stores and doing stuff that we did, I was like, I don't want these guys in the house. Okay? So we had a half-court basketball thing in our backyard. So everybody would just hang out in the backyard. And then when the nighttime came on, my dad would turn the lights off. Lights out, we'd be back there hooping. Acting a fool. So sometimes we used to be out there till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Okay? We used to be back there clowning. But anyway, when you went to somebody's house, they fed you. If they family went somewhere, they took you with them. That's how it was when I was growing up. If your friend was hungry, that 9 times out of 10, that guy's parents, and I emphasize parents, would say, "Hey, Mark, would you like to sit down and eat dinner with us? Hey, what's your mom's number? Well, let us give me your number so we can call and let them know that we're gonna feed you, and then we're gonna drop you off. My wife's gonna drop you off once we get done eating. So so you'll be safe. That's what we did, man. We took care of each other. But what we noticed is when landlords started to rent houses to single moms, those were the kids who were terrorizing everybody. Those were the kids who were going in and out of juvie. Those were the kids who were cutting up in school and ended up being bums. Some of them ended up dead before we graduated from high school. That's when I started seeing that individualism. Because a single mom is at a disadvantage financially, even if she has a good job, because that's only one income. It takes two incomes to take care of a child, and they barely can do it with that. A child needs the discipline and the guidance from the father and the nurturing and the love from the mother. But the nurturing and the love that Black men give their children, our children benefit from that also. So it's a win-win when you have both your parents loving up on you. The problem is, ladies, you sold our children out for nigger alimony, which is child support. Child support, so you can get your nails done whenever you want. You get your hair done. You can have niggas stay over to beat that pussy up. You chose that lifestyle, and being a whore and a baby mama, you chose that over being a wife. And that's why 85% of Black women have never been married, or if they have been married, they've been married multiple times. Like my ex-wife and her mama. Her mama been married 7 times. She's on her second marriage. That sound like matrimonial success to you? Huh? That sound like matrimonial success to you? Some of you ladies are single moms. And there's a reason why you a single mom. It ain't because there ain't no good men out there. It's because you have nothing to offer anybody. What do you have to offer? Huh? Your mouth? That how many other men's appendages have been in your mouth? Your breath smell like about 50 niggas' dicks. Your vagina? How many men have been up in there? How many men ran through that? That's why you're a single mom. That's why nobody wants to marry you at 50, and just because you still look good. So what? You have nothing to offer anybody. You can't have no more kids. I damn sure don't want no kids by you. What else? So what other than me using the bathroom inside of you and kicking your ass out of the house? What good do you provide to me or any other man? Any other self-respecting Black man? What do you have to offer? So you will be relegated to simps, Captain Save-A-Ho simps, and tricks. And you might complain about how weak these guys are, but that's all you can get, because you ain't gonna get no brother that's worth his salt out here. You ain't gonna get no brother that's worth his salt out here. You ain't finna get no respectable Black man to date you. Don't get mad because dude just want to bone and get you up out of there. Don't get mad. You have nothing to offer. You 30 years old and you got 2 kids by 2 different men. Who want to get involved in that bullshit? I know I wouldn't. I took somebody out to brunch the other day, and this chick started, first she told me she only had 2 kids, then all of a sudden more kids got added to the brood. Okay, more children got added to the brood, y'all. Then grandchildren popped up on the radar. I was like, you know what? I'm already not attracted to you. So you just put the nail in your own coffin. Okay, Crypt Keeper. I stopped communicating with her after that brunch. And yes, she did send me a pissed off email. I mean, a pissed off text message. I don't care. I could care less. What happened to you? I'm not interested happened to me. I have no problem telling you I'm not interested. You ain't got nothing to offer me. Your mouth, your boobs, your little thingy thing, they've all been used and abused over the last 30 years. I don't want that. What do I want that for? I can get that for free. I can get that for free, lady. I'd rather go get me a chicken dinner than to sit up here and be trying to holler at you. I'd rather go get me something to eat. Hell, I put me some brisket on the grill yesterday. Maybe some delicious brisket sandwiches today. Okay? That brisket was good because it cooked real slow. I put it on the grill. I just left it out there all the rest of the evening. Man, that brisket came out perfect. I wish I would have got one that had more fat on it. I like my brisket to have more fat on it because the more fat, a lot of people don't understand this. See, back when I was a kid, if you bought a roast or a steak, they had a lot of that fat on there, and you went home and cut off what you didn't want. I like, look, let me tell you something. Steaks that don't have any beef that doesn't have fat on it, that meat is going to be tough. Fat helps keep the meat moist. Plus it helps with the taste. So I don't like it. I make when I got them steaks from Costco, I made sure I got some steaks that had a lot of fat on them. And brisket usually has a lot of fat or have a good amount of fat on it because of, the type of meat that it is. You don't want no brisket that don't have no fat on it. Because that meat's gonna be tough. Have you ever eaten brisket at one of these restaurants that claim they know how to cook barbecue? It's the worst shit you ever tasted. I'm like, man, how'd you cook this brisket? They cook the shit the way you cook it at home over some charcoal briquettes. I'm like, man, you don't cook that shit like that in a restaurant. You put it in a smoker. Put it on like 180 degrees, no more than about 200 degrees, and just let it stay in there. And then every few hours, turn it, because you're supposed to dress it too. Put that olive oil on there, and then put that seasonings. I put what's the name of that? I put different stuff on there. I put seasoned salt. I put fresh cracked pepper on there. I put some of that forgot what they call it. It's this white stuff. I get it from Sam's Club. The seasoning, I put it on. It's kind of like salt, but it isn't. And then I put did I put cumin on there? No, I don't put no cumin. I put forgot what they call it. Anyway, but I put a lot of different stuff on there. Come out pretty good, man. Then all you got to do is put it in foil and put it in the refrigerator. Let it cool off, let it rest, cool, and then put it in the refrigerator in foil. You got brisket for the rest of the week. You digs? Hotel cook planned mass shooting. I don't understand why these so-called mass shooters why these guys have to announce that they gonna do something. What happened to just doing it? Hey, y'all, I'm gonna take a quick break. Hey, let's get these donations popping, y'all. Let's get it cracking. Facebook, let's hit the like button. Facebook, let's hit the like button. YouTube, let's get these donations popping. The Ice Summit and some steaks. Hey, y'all. I'm thinking about doing a little cooking show, man. I'm thinking about it, but I gotta get a better camera. I don't want to do it with a, plus I gotta get a better stand too. Yeah, brisket. I love brisket, man. Yeah, brisket. That's one thing I love about Texas. Texas got the best barbecue. Okay, but I could. Fat meat is always greasy, baby. So if you haven't donated, go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and donate there, or you can just hit us on the Cash App. You can just hit us on the Cash App, baby. You know how we do. Exactly. I'm about to. No, they ain't gonna do a damn thing. I love it. I love it how these stupid fools, they end up going to prison for 10 years and didn't even get a chance to do anything. At least if you got a chance to do something, you can say, well, at least I shot a couple people. You going to prison because you threatened to do it? Then you went and bought like 5 guns? You look like a fool. All right, y'all, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go down and handle some business. If you haven't donated yet, go ahead and do so. Everybody that has donated already, thank you for your donation. Everybody hit the like button on the Facebook side. Notice folks is kind of asleep. Let's hit the like button. If you're on the YouTube side, hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, fat meat. I love fat meat. I don't care what nobody say. It make the meat taste better. I don't like a steak that's all lean. Ugh. But I'll be right back, y'all. Keep it locked right here. The Iceman Show podcast. I'll be back in 2 and 2. Keep it locked right here, player. Yes, yes, y'all. And you know, y'all. And yes, baby, you gonna give up the draws, y'all. Corned beef brisket, nah. Nah, I just do straight brisket. I hate corned beef. Ugh, I can't stand corned beef, man. Ugh. Not the business, y'all. So we're talking about Black individualism and selfishness. Uh, we get these Black folks who pretend pretend they're working on our behalf, and then they turn around and sell us out and get the bag for themselves instead of getting the bag for all of us. And like I said Tuesday, if Jay-Z was doing real business and looking out for social justice, first of all, he wouldn't have signed a deal like that because he gets nothing. I mean, yeah, he gets a little something. He gets the chance to produce the halftime show, which is a multi-million-dollar affair, and he can easily interject his artist if they want, if they so choose, to perform for the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know how long this contract is. Now, contracts usually have a time limit or they have a per action limit where they might say, okay, for 5 years, Jay-Z or Rock Nation will produce the halftime show. Okay. If this deal was about social justice, then it would have been about social justice. It wouldn't have had nothing to do with halftime shows. Now, this $14 million for 6 years of the NFL donating a measly $14 million a year to different nonprofits by different players, that's a joke. Look, let me explain something to you. They say there's only about 42, 43, 44 million Black people in this country. Well, that's not true. There's more than that. Because there's some people who don't classify themselves as Black when they fill out the census, when they fill out the census form. Some people don't put down Black. Okay? Because a lot of people don't want to be considered Black. It's just like somebody was saying they did a casting call for Black African American women and nobody showed up. But yet when they did a casting call for exotic women, here come all these Black ass women showing up. Oh, I'm Jamaican and German. No, you're Black. You think you're something else, but you're Black. See, this is why we have to, those of us who are ADOS, we have to separate ourselves from these other folks. See how they do? And a lot of that colorism is promoted by Black women. because Black women have low self-esteem, individually and collectively. Okay? Individualism and selfishness is a deep issue. It's a deep issue. And let me explain what I'm talking about. When a person says, I only care about me, yet they're responsible for other people. When a person makes the judgment call that it's all about me, I'm talking about, and they can be considered a narcissist. They can be considered a narcissist. You have to look at how that person was raised. Because parents have to foster sharing amongst their children. Now, if you only got one child, you understand? But if you got multiple kids, you need to teach them how to share and how to look out for each other, because some kids won't know to do that. Some kids will pick that up and instinctively will look out for their other sibling or siblings. In the case of my family, not so much. You were on your own. That's why I'm the last man standing. Because I realized early on I had to take care of myself, and these other bums weren't going to be look out for me, even though they're older than me. And my father, he's an individualist. All he cares about is himself. He don't care about nobody but himself. But he expects you to look out for him. You can't look, let me explain something. Let me explain something to you, black folk. We're gonna die. We're gonna become extinct by way of this individualism and selfishness. We can't survive like this. We already give away all of our resources every year to the tune of $1 trillion. We give $1 trillion away, and then we give another $2 trillion away in credit spending. So black people spend about $3 trillion to make all these other groups rich other than ourselves. Whenever a black entrepreneur wants to start a business and they go to a white-owned bank, they go to Chase Bank, or they go to Wells Fargo, or they go to anywhere, even a black bank, they get turned down. They get turned down. Almost every time they get turned down. Very few black entrepreneurs that I know got a loan from anybody. They either got a loan from family, or they saved the money themselves and they started a business and now they're successful. Very few black people get a business loan. Did y'all know that? Don't get me started on that. So we're giving away 97% of our income every year to all these other race groups. Now you see why Asians are so rich. They're talking about filthy rich Asians. Yeah, because they got rich off of nigga money. These people came over here dirty and stinking and smelling like pee in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s, and now they're living better than us. Why? Because they got rich off of our money, and we gave it to them, and we continue to give it to them. But yet, when a black man or a black woman decide to do something, you don't want to do shit. You don't want to, I ain't helping that nigga. I ain't helping his black ass. I know that's what you Facebook niggas are saying. Man, I ain't helping that nigga. That's how y'all think. I've had people sit up here and talk shit about me and then turn around and send me an email asking me for money. I'm like, dude, wasn't you the nigga last year that sent me that was talking shit about me on Facebook? And now you gonna ask me for some money, nigga? You got a short memory, nigga. You got a short goddamn memory. You got a short memory. You thought I forgot about that shit, huh? Fuck out of here. See, this is hard to hear from some of y'all. This is hard to hear because black people play so much. When you hear a black man talking serious to you, you don't know how to handle it. Because all the black men you come in contact with on a daily basis are a bunch of irresponsible clowns, especially the old ones, my age and older. You can't, right now, there isn't one black man I could call for help if I needed it. Not one. Not one. Nowhere in this country, and definitely not outside the country. There's not one black man that I feel comfortable enough, that is responsible enough for me to think enough of to call. Not one. Not one. And the older they are, the worse they are. Irresponsible. Just totally irresponsible. 50 and 60 and 70-year-old black men still acting like they 20. Still think like a 25-year-old. Still fucking up. Still out here doing stupid shit. Still out here using women. Still out here doing that shit. Nobody's gonna call you and you that type of sorry nigga. Where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from home. Somebody is either teaching this person by omission to be selfish and an individualist, or somebody is teaching them by example how to be a narcissist, individualist, selfish person. Somebody is teaching them by omission, or they're showing them by example. And you have to ask yourself, how come our numbers are not going up? How come our population numbers are not going up? How come 70% of black folks in this country are either impoverished or hovering above poverty? These are the questions you need to ask. How come you've worked 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, and you have nothing to show for it other than material items? Yeah, you got a new truck sitting out there, but you paying a note on it. You don't own it. There's still a lien holder of that property who can legally come and take it. So you don't even own the car you drive. The finance company owns it. You own nothing. And I'm not saying that you should, because see, black folks have a habit of counting how many material items they have, and that's how you measure success. No, you measure success by the quality of life you have. That's how you measure success. And that means different things to different people. Some people don't need a whole lot of money to have a high quality of life. I'm one of them. I could floss a lot more than I could floss and still not lose anything. I just choose not to do it because I'm always aware of my surroundings, and I'm also aware of, well, if I get money, everybody around me got to get money. That's why I like Wu-Tang so much, because even though RZA makes most of the money because he's the main producer and writer, and he does own the music publishing, but what he does is he cuts everybody a check. He cuts all the other members and, obviously the estate of ODB. He cuts everybody a check. Plus 20% of all their earnings go into one pot. That's what you call handling your business and looking at legacy. See, most of y'all, you have the mentality like Jay-Z. Let me go in there and get the bag for myself. Fuck everybody else. And that's why you're where you are today. Because all you think about is yourself. All you think about is yourself. That's the number one reason why black men don't want a black woman for a wife most of the time. Because when we do marry you, you shit on us. When we do marry you, it's all about you. I'm not saying these other races of women ain't selfish, but how come we can't count on you, black woman? You wondering why you're 30 and unmarried? You wonder why you're 40, 50, 60 and unmarried? Sometimes it ain't looks. Sometimes it's not looks. Most of the time, it's how you behave. And a lot of you women are so ignorant. And I'm saying all women. I ain't just saying black women. American women, period, are ignorant. I'm not saying all of you, but I mean the mentality that is floating around out here in American society amongst women is all about us. And even in your old age, after 40 years old, some of you women still don't get the memo. You still don't get the hint that I need to change my ways before it get too late. All of y'all think all you got to do is poke your booty out and you can get a damn husband. That's not how it works. The only kind of man you're going to get for a husband is a weak ass Captain Save-A-Hole simp or a trick. That's all you going to get. You're not going to get no quality man like you think you deserve. And you get mad and unfriend me, I don't give a shit. You know you need to hear this. All these bum ass women all on Facebook poking their ass out, showing all this cleavage, but right below the cleavage is a damn belly. Your dumb ass can't even see that the camera is showing part of your damn belly. Don't nobody. The only dude who's gonna come by your pics talking about, ooh, you sexy, is a bum ass nigga in a studio apartment. He ain't got a damn thing, or he living in his mama's basement. Ooh, you sexy. Thank you. That's clout chasing. The number one reason why black men like black men who have the income to go elsewhere is because we are sick and tired of black women who don't bring shit to the table other than use vagina. And then even then you have the nerve to try to weaponize that ran through vagina. I ain't gonna sleep with you till you spend some more money on me. You think you gonna get a ring out of that situation? Ain't no man gonna marry you just because you go to church. Now you gonna jump in church after you've been in the club for 20 years and now your body done got all jacked up from all that alcohol you've been drinking and all that woo-hooing and partying and sleeping with all these different men. Now you gonna get on POF talking about, well, I've had my fun. Now it's time for me to find a husband. Good luck, bitch. Your ugly fat ass will be on there forever. Got the nerve to be trying to be demanding. I'm looking for somebody over 6 feet. Well, bitch, so am I. Let's see if we both get what we want. I'm looking for somebody who ain't 5'2" and 300 pounds. Hope we both get what we want. You got black men that get offended by this talk because you think like a female. Exactly. One United Bank is a joke. I used to bank with one of their subsidiaries. Let me explain something to you. These black banks loan 80%. 80% of their commercial and personal loans go to white-owned companies and Caucasians. Did y'all know that? Black banks don't serve the community because the One United Bank's president had the nerve to get on Urban View Radio with her sorry ass talking about, well, we provide loans to black people. No, you don't. No, you don't. Talking about we only have 700 million in assets. Well, but look at, but Chinese banks are 38 billion in under management. And well, the reason why you can't compete is because you black folks don't trust your ass. And I don't blame them for not trusting a black-owned bank. You do nothing for us. I don't get nothing out of putting my money in your goddamn bank. And I can't get nothing else out of you but a debit card. Get the fuck out of here. You know what One United Bank is offering? Debit cards with Moors on it. With the Moors on it. Kings and queens. See, that's nigga shit. I don't give a damn about a debit card with black kings and queens on it. I could care less. What I want to know is, are you going to lend me some money? Because that's where the power is. I ain't talking about no personal loan. I'm talking about a commercial loan. But black individualism and selfishness comes from the home. That is taught in the home. And when you get black men, that this is dangerous. Because the same people, especially these black women, the same people who won't spend their money in the hood so that black folk with black-owned businesses, these are the main people who will skip their happy asses out here to the mall and spend all their money at Miss Ofe and Hunky McGee's mall that none of our people own any of that shit in there. And you go in there and Bloomingdale's and Macy's and Nordstrom and spend all your goddamn money. They won't even say thank you to your black ass, and you'll go in there and spend $1,000. Watch when holiday season will be here in about 2.5, 3 months, and you'll see the same black women talking that shit, wasting all their money on Christmas gifts, buying shit for people who don't give a fuck about them. I don't buy people, even if I'm dating somebody, I don't buy them shit for the holidays. You know what I say? I don't buy stuff for people no more. Just like that. So you ain't even gonna get me a spa day? Well, you got to make it past 6 months, bitch. You ain't made it to a month yet. Next thing you know, can't find that bitch no more. Okay? You got to put in some work. I ain't talking about no, giving. I'm not even talking about head clinic. I ain't talking about head clinic and sex. I can get that anywhere. Hell no, they ain't give us shit. Like I said, man, we have to start calling out black folks and black businesses who claim they're working on our behalf and they really ain't doing nothing but getting the bag for themselves. That's my point, ladies and gentlemen. We got to start calling them out. We got to stop. We got to see. That's why I'm glad people are holding Jay-Z's feet to the fire. I'm glad they hold his ass accountable, especially black men and women in the media. Hold their ass to the fire. Hold their feet to the fire. Jay-Z trying to act like he doing some boss shit, and really all he did was sign a slave deal. All he did was embarrass himself. You a billionaire and you can't even explain what you signed. He up there. What white billionaire do you see on CNBC talking like some nigga off the street? Jay-Z sound like some nigga that didn't graduate from high school. Dude, you a billionaire and you sound like that? Who's really doing your business, nigga? You're supposed to be intelligent and being able to speak with confidence. You up here sound like some little weak ass nigga that work in the office somewhere in a cubicle or in the mail room. Hey, do you know about this deal with Jay-Z? Basically, see, it's like this here. Like, we passed kneeling. Now it's time for action. That don't sound like no billionaire to me. That's why I keep telling people to stop, black folks to stop kissing Oprah's ass. I was going to get to that. Thank you, Triple T Kill. I was going to get to that. Damon Dash, you know why Damon Dash stopped fucking with Jay-Z? Because Damon Dash wanted to keep everything black. He didn't want to sign all them deals with working with all these other folks. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to keep everything independent, and Jay-Z didn't want to do that. As soon as he started rubbing shoulders with all these white billionaires and millionaires, Jay-Z wanted to go hang out with them. And then the media did a job on Damon Dash. They shitted on him and say, oh, that nigga ain't got no money. Damon Dash is doing okay. He just don't do a lot of his business in public. That's why whenever you see somebody like the NFL sign a deal with a black-owned company and they talk about it publicly, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick and a publicity stunt. And this thing with Jay-Z is a publicity stunt. It's a publicity stunt. That wasn't no boss move. A boss move would have been making the NFL sign some type of agreement saying they're gonna have a majority black owner by next season. That was a boss move. even if he didn't sign any kind of deal to make any money, signing an agreement saying that, okay, being that you fucked over my boy Cap, here's what you need to do. You need to break us. You need to break off $100 million, and this needs to go to that. This needs to go there. We're gonna already have all the business plan and everything drawn up. Okay, and over here where the projects are, where I grew up, we need a community center. It looks to me like with construction and everything, it's gonna cost $3.5 million plus. We want that built, and we want it stacked. We want an extra $3 million for payroll until we get on our feet. That's a boss move because the community benefits. Jay-Z went in there to benefit himself. And the reason why a lot of you guys don't see it is because you're selfish. Because you know if Jay-Z was you, you would do the same thing. You would go in there and get the bag for yourself and come out with Roger Goodell's cum running out your mouth. You dig? No, he's close to being a billionaire. He ain't quite there yet. He's like, you know, him and Dr. Dre are around like 700, 800 million. But usually once you get that high, you know, you can, you know, hey, look, I'm a billionaire. You can be in the club. Look at it, bitch, I'm a billionaire. Can I get some clinic? Can I get some head clinic over here in VIP, bitch? Oh shit, this is some good dome right here, girl. Shit. Oh, god damn. Some good head clinic right here, girl. You a certified head doctor. You digs? You a certified head doctor. Said we may need to see his paperwork. Exactly. Get out of my store, mammy. Look at Oprah's ass. Oprah's always peddling something. She don't even own some of them companies, man. They'll have her name on shit, but it will be a perpetuity deal. She'll get $1 from every pizza sold, but she don't own the company, or she may own part of the company, but majority is owned by white males. That's the kind of shit that these are the kind of deals that Oprah signs. Okay? Oprah's worth $2.5 billion, and she's still out here taking orders from people like David Geffen. The white gay mafia, they own Oprah's ass. Yeah, Oprah is nothing but Oprah's window dressing. Oprah don't run shit. Oprah worth $2.5 billion, and she's still taking orders from white men that got less money than she got. Oprah's a pitch man. That's all she is. Now she's selling cauliflower crusted pizzas. Ooh, that's delicious. Well, bitch, it may be delicious to you, but I ain't never eaten no cauliflower pizza. I know that shit tastes like garbage. Anybody ever eaten that shit? Exactly. Oprah don't do shit without the white gay mafia's approval. They told her, remember when Oprah was promoting that sorry ass Leaving Neverland shit? You know them white males put her up to that, interviewing that bum ass dude that was part of that hit piece on Michael Jackson. Fuck out of here. Oprah be getting told what to do. I ain't worth $50, and there ain't a motherfucker on this planet that can come over here and tell me what to do. Shit, I ain't worth 50 cents. And I'm still telling them people to go to hell when I feel like it. Well, Mr. Iceman, yeah, you won't make any money. You won't make it in this town. I bet I will. Some white men told Richard Pryor he'll never make it in Hollywood because he called homosexuals faggots. This was back in the 70s when he did this. Lily Tomlin had him on stage and he said, "Fuck you, faggots." And white men all over Hollywood said that nigger will never make it in Hollywood. And look at Richard Pryor's legacy today. Even though Richard Pryor tried to ruin his legacy many times, his legacy stands the test of time. He is considered the best stand-up comedian. The best. You got comedians coming into the genre now who shouldn't even know who Richard Pryor is, and they know who Richard Pryor is. That's a legacy, people. What's your legacy? Being a selfish nigga? Huh? Always getting the bag for yourself so you can go get them Manolos? Huh? So you can go get that Bentley so you can be clout chasing? You can bend them corners in that lack. You could be, in the Escalade. Meanwhile, you sleeping in the back of it. I remember I grew up on a busy street. There always used to be bum ass niggas sleeping in their car in front of our houses, because my mom would be like, "That nigga was there all night." Like, who? That nigga in that Cutlass. I'm like, oh shit. I be ready to go to work. This nigga, he was raising up in the car looking all crazy. And that street wasn't a street to park on. Even though it was legal to park on the street, it wasn't a good idea because motherfuckers come through there and hit your car, keep going. But black people, if you want to, let me ask, we're going to have to do this. And I know this pisses off a lot of black people, but I don't care. Black people, what team are you on? Are you team black or are you team white supremacy? Because if you say, well, Ice, I'm team LGBT, you're team white supremacy. How is that? How is that? Because that lifestyle wasn't created by us and it's not promoted by us. That comes from them. That comes from Honky McGee and Miss Ofe and them. Okay? We didn't create a homosexual lifestyle. They did. Well, I'm a Christian. I follow Jesus Christ. I follow Jesus Christ. You ain't black first and you ain't on our team. Well, I go to a black church. Yeah, but the Jesus you praise is white, who didn't exist. White people didn't exist then. Excuse me, white people existed. They wasn't running nothing then. Jerusalem was black then. The only part of that area that wasn't black was Rome. That's the only part that wasn't black. And I guarantee you'll be hard pressed to find some disciples with the names of Matthew, Mark, Luke in the Middle East around that time. And if you praise a white Jesus, then basically what you're really saying is that if Jesus is the Son of God, you're praising a white God, which doesn't exist, which could not exist. The letter J did not exist then. Jesus. Latin didn't exist then. I mean, Latin didn't have a J in it. Okay? So there is no Jephus. Moses was black. A lot of y'all don't know that. The Jews that Pharaoh brought into Egypt to build the pyramids and all of that, those were black Jews. See, they ain't gonna tell you that. Those Jews that they brought over here, their names wasn't Goldberg and Stein, because those are Russian Jews. They brought Jews over with the name of, Ben Salman and Muhammad, and they had names like that. Okay? They didn't have them. There was no Jewish dude back then named Connor. Okay? And Madison. No, it wasn't none of them. Let me read what Triple T killed. Oh, nigga, you a fool. He wrote, white people love that folklore. 3 black wise men bringing little baby Jesus mayonnaise gifts. Hey, they probably brought in a mayonnaise sandwich. But hey, got the mayonnaise sandwiches for you. You know what? I seen something at Walmart. Have y'all ever had a butter cake? What's the name? Patti LaBelle. They starting to stock her pies and cakes and stuff, or mainly pies and she's got some little. What's the name of that? She got a cobblers too. Peach cobbler's pretty good. That blackberry cobbler was but sweet potato pies. I like my sweet potato pies real. I like mine real sweet, but hers are like they ain't real sweet, which is fine because health wise, you can't when you cook it for a mass amount of people, you got to put less stuff in there. Can't be all sweet. I might want it sweet, but other people don't want it sweet like that. So I as a cook, I had to stop. When I was a chef, when I worked for the Arizona Cardinals, I had to learn how to cook for people and try to cook the most food to reach the most people. And it had to be good, but it did have to be prepared properly. So we were told only use a certain amount of salt and pepper, if at all. That's why sometimes when you get your food places, there's no salt or nothing on it. And you need to put the salt on the food while you're cooking it, because it breaks down into the protein of the meat or whatever it is you're fixing. And the taste has already been blended into the food, in the heat or water that has to be in there. That helps. I'm gonna do a cooking show. I'm just gonna do it just to be comical. I'm gonna do that one of the days once I start hooking up my stands, because I would like to do that. I would like to have a little do a little cooking show. Maybe I'll do that on my the Iceman Unchained channel. I'll do that on there. I'll do a cooking channel on there, and I'll just cook different things and have y'all hang out with me. Maybe on Saturday, maybe half the Saturday we do play a circle, and then half of the Saturday we'll do a little cooking. Because I've had some guys show me, tell me, they say, Ice, I know you know how to cook. You need to show us how to cook. And I'm like, yeah, man, I want to do that. I do want to do that because, man, that'd be fun, especially if you guys are, if we could set things up where I can, have somebody on camera and they, can appear on my screen, because I set up the software on here to share the screen, but I'm not gonna mess around with it right now because I'm on the air. Make sure you get your donations. It's much easier, ladies and gentlemen, to donate via the Cash App. It's free. It's convenient. And we're only asking for I think $3.99 or $5 or something like that. We're not asking for much. We're just asking for enough to buy a bag of chips. Okay, that's all. That's all we're asking. Facebook, can we get a donation from y'all today? Can we get a Cash App donation? Can we get that popping, y'all? Can we get y'all to participate? At least hit the like button. You digs? Can I get y'all to contribute? Nobody wants to contribute. Okay, let me put that up here again. Come on, black folks. Got a chance to make history. Be a part of history. If you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, my Twitter and Instagram handle is excuse me. Wait a minute. My Twitter and Instagram handle is the same thing. It's at the Iceman Show. So go over there and follow me now. Hit me on Twitter and put in at the Iceman Show, and then go to Instagram and add me at the Iceman Show. We've been having a software issue with YouTube kicking subscribers off people's channels to some software glitch. I have had people that happened to me. I lost like 1,000 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to subscribing to the Mad Voodoo Man channel, you should be okay. Those of you who got purged by the system, I don't want to ask you to create another channel, but you may have to. And come as soon as you get it set up, or as soon as you fix the one you have, go ahead and subscribe to Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my Mad Voodoo Man channel. It's a channel that brings entertainment, education. We get our laughs here. We get a chance to break bread. Haven't seen some of y'all in a minute. But ladies and gentlemen, one thing I want to leave you with, I want to leave you with a few things. We have to stop counting other people's money, because that's their money and your money is your money. Low self-esteem and lack of trust for yourself causes you to internalize and further externalize poor behavior that's coming off as individualist narcissism. We cannot beat white supremacy if we have black folks who don't want to pick the right side to be on. It's either your team black or your team them. And I know a lot of black folks yell, "Hey, I ain't trying to make no choice, man. I ain't got to do that, man. I work over here, so they my friends." Are they really your friends? So if something happened to you, would they come over and pay your bills? Would they come over here and administer, food and making sure you straight, changing your bedpan. Is that what they're gonna do, Mr. Johnny and them? Are you sure they're gonna do that for you? Because last I checked, black folks usually be on their own when they fall off. See, we got to get off this. Let me screw this guy around, and then I'm gonna turn around, screw this guy around, and then when I forget, I'm gonna turn around and ask you for some help. That's what kind of stuff black people do, and we got to stop doing it. Black individualism and selfishness is one of the reasons why we don't feel that see, the way Jay-Z was talking, he was talking very gingerly about the details of the deal. He was talking like he didn't have no confidence in himself, and he was mainly talking like he's not an equal business entity in his own right. It just didn't seem like that kind of interaction. It seemed like, Robert Goodell, his team probably went in there and told him what they wanted to do. And then they said, okay, Mr. Massa, how much mayonnaise you want on the contract? I know how y'all like to put mayonnaise on the contract. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Something ain't right here. I saw that thing down there. Be right back, y'all. School. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You got your balls on your ball, y'all. Yes, sir. Black ass. Yes, sir. What's the name of that? I put turmeric on a lot of my food. Yes, sir. Turmeric. Turmeric is good for inflammation. So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what up, Painless Rising? How is Cashville? Yes, sir. Yeah. Say hello to Young Buck for me. Okay. Look, guys. When I was in a band back in the day, we all starved or we all ate. Nobody was above everybody. Okay. As a family, if my dad, which was very rare, but sometimes my dad didn't, maybe we weren't planning to go out to dinner. So my dad, maybe he didn't put enough money in his wallet. Back then they didn't have, they didn't have ATMs. So my mom would turn around in the car and be like, "Hey, how much money y'all got on you?" "Well, I got 3 on me. What you got?" "Well, I got 5. I'm like, "Okay, we gonna eat." And then my dad would be like, "I'll just pay y'all back." Usually it didn't, but we didn't care because that was about the family. Everybody contributed. My mom went in her wallet and pulled out money. Everybody pulled out money. And it's those times that warm my heart about my house, about my home life. Because when we all had to work in concert, we did. Okay. Now, when my mom got sick, when my mom had to be hospitalized, my dad didn't handle that correctly. He would get dressed and go to the club, leave us at home. That wasn't cool. Everybody ate, man. Everybody got full. Everybody starved together or everybody got full. That's how we grew up. It was all or nothing. If I get the bag, everybody eats. Okay? I have that mentality to this day. If I have had situations where I have paid people money I was supposed to be paying myself, and I paid them and either took a little bit of money or no money. And I didn't let them know that I didn't take a salary. Because I thought about these other guys. I'm thinking about them. All the responsibilities they have. Some of these guys had kids. And I was like, nah, we're gonna take care of you first. No, we're going to take care of you first. We're going to take care of everybody first, and then what's left, I'll take it. Diggs? That's how I did it. But this whole thing of being selfish and being cruel and then getting mad because people can smell selfishness on you and not want to deal with you. That's why I keep telling black women, you can be attractive. You can be a 7 or 8, but when the guy's like, yeah, you look good for your age, but the guy, he's like, wait a minute, she got 2 kids by 2 different men. She been on at least 5 jobs in the last year. Her money is funny. Her money is shorter than a midget on his knees. She always hit me up for cash. And I ain't even been with her that long. What is it? Does that sound like a quality wife to you fellas? Every time you with her, her phone is blowing up, got all these dudes calling and texting. That's what this chick was doing the other day. I was like, is that some of your men that's in jail that's calling you? It was annoying. But that alone, I was gonna leave her alone for that. It wasn't just that. It was the fact that she was just a hood rat. She ended up being a hood rat with too many kids. And when somebody tell me they're a grandparent, I get turned off because I ain't being no impromptu granddaddy for no kid that ain't mine. I don't get into that shit. You be like, oh, you don't want to hold my granddaughter? No, because next thing you know, you be talking about I tried to touch her in a certain way if things don't go your way. He tried to touch my granddaughter and my niece. I'm like, bitch, you sat them in my lap. And they sat there for a minute. Then I told them they had to get up. Fuck out of here. You have me catching no case. But we got to do better. I'm sorry that y'all don't like to hear some of this stuff. But you gotta, man, come on. You gotta hear this. Because the selfishness that we got popping with black folks, instead of progressing vertically, we're progressing either laterally or down. That's how we move. This move that Jay-Z signed. That was a lateral move. That wasn't a vertical move. And it wasn't a move that exudes power. Okay? It was the NFL trying to clean up their public relations image. And they're doing a horrible job. They're doing a horrible job going to Jay-Z. They knew what they were doing. They knew who they were getting with Jay-Z, just like they know what they would be getting if they got Dr. Dre. They know what they would be getting if they got Jason Black. They know what they would be getting if they got Tariq Nasheed. But they're not going to go to real black folks and do no business. They're going to go for already vetted coons, mammies, sambos, and Negro bedwenches that have already been vetted, and we can use these Negroes. That's what it's about. And if we can make some money off Black America, we will. Because apparently there's still a lot of people who are boycotting. They try to act like black folks are the only one boycotting NFL football. We ain't the only ones boycotting football. It's mainly them Caucasians who are boycotting the games. Hell, I'm going to a Vikings game next month, and shit, man, that ticket was $100-something, and it was in a shit. It's kind of in a shitty area, but you know how them football games are. You sit in your seat till halftime, and then after halftime, a lot of people leave, especially if your home team ain't winning or they beating the shit out of them. People leave. I just want the experience, because I never got a chance to go in the Metrodome. I wanted to go in there, but they started playing at TCF Stadium, which is University of Minnesota's stadium. Very nice stadium, but it's outside. I don't know why they arranged that. See, that's another thing. Think about it. University of Minnesota got a brand new football stadium that for a while the Vikings and the Golden Gophers were using it until Bank One got open. Bank One Stadium got open, the Dome. They got a brand new hockey arena, because they got a hockey arena and a baseball arena and a basketball arena. Now, where they play baseball at, I don't know where they play baseball at on campus, but St. Paul got the MLS, the Major League Soccer team. They got the MLS stadium over there. I think they redid the XL Center, which is that's where XL Center, they have a lot of concerts in there. XL Center, they have, sometimes they have basketball games in there. It's a mixed use arena. I've never been over on that side. But like I said, St. Paul and Minneapolis, they kind of do their own thing. They got a different vibe. St. Paul is older, more rural, not as sophisticated folks, but they trying to build it up, because you know, I could go over on St. Paul's side and get a decent house. It's still going to be expensive, but I just don't want to live in St. Paul. I just don't. The vibe is totally different. Whereas with on the Minneapolis side, is a lot more money on that side, a lot more popping on that side. You dig? Anyway, I got to get up there so I can go to Stella's. Stella! I got to get up there so I can go to Stella's rooftop Stella's. Yeah. Remember I shot that video and I posted it on YouTube probably about 7 or 8 years ago. No, probably about 8 years ago. And y'all was like, people was like, man, where was y'all? I said, yeah, it was at Stella's. We was on the top floor. They got 2 bars up there. So all the little sexies, they be up there in the place to be. You digs. So I'm gonna have to go up there and make my presence known. You digs. Get my swerve on, because that's what it's about, getting your swerve on. So I'm gonna be up there partying that whole week. So got my hotel set up already. I got to set up another hotel though, because I was gonna come up there Saturday, but said, nah, I'm gonna come up there Friday night so I can get my swerve on. Yes, sir. Come up there and get my swerve on. Dig it. You know. Yes, sir. But we got to do better, black folks. You know, the whole thing of letting people slide. Look, let me explain something to you about power. Power has 2 components to it. If you are a powerful person, you can punish people or you can reward them. Black people are not in a position to punish or reward anybody, because we get people like Jay-Z to go in there and speak for us, and unofficially that was what he was doing. Otherwise they wouldn't have went to him. They went and got him, made him the fall guy, and said, hey, this is what we want to do. And what he should have done was demanded some of these tangibles that I was talking about. Majority black owner by next year, by next season. Majority black owner by next season. Voted in. More black men and women working at the corporate level at the NFL instead of all them damn white people. We need to get more black, not minority, black vendors. Black vendors. We need more black vendors. Give them a shot at these stadiums. We want more head coaches, and we want a black coach incubator where they can intern and work with teams until they learn enough or they're in the capacity of a coordinator in order to move up to being a head coach. That's what we want. That's a social, that is a social justice initiative. Not you setting up a record company and setting up a management situation where you're going to manage the halftime show. Do you know how much money that's going to be for Rock Nation? Hell, they might make 30 or 40 million just on the performance alone. You see what I'm talking about? See, on that level of doing business, you always gonna get more money than you need. You dig? You always gonna get more money. It ain't just like you working for $20 an hour and you just get enough money where you only have $100 left over. No, these people, these types of deals cover salaries, construction if need be, whole lot of that type of stuff. You dig? So we have to look at it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you may say I'm being too hard. Some of you may say I'm not being hard enough. But let's stick with the facts and the evidence. The fact of the matter remains. Black people are not in a power playing position. And the only way for us to do that is to use situations like this situation with the NFL and Rock Nation. The right cat could have flipped that and got the bag for all of us. Because what did Roger Goodell say to Jay-Z? He said, what do you need? That's an open-ended question. Black and instead, what did them niggas do? Oh, we want you to donate $14 million, the bullshit ass $14 million to these black nonprofits that are run by these players. That ain't shit, because you know they're gonna be tripping on how they give the money, allocating the money. It's gonna be a big bullshit ass type of situation. And also, what Sean Carter should have did was he should have brought a bunch of nonprofits that are really down, die in the wool type of nonprofits like myself that work with Black people hand in hand. He should have got a bunch of small nonprofits like mine and went in there and said, hey, these are the people you need to be helping. These guys, them for that 14 million, you need to make sure he gets that 14 million. Okay? You need to make sure he gets that 14 million. That's how you do that. Instead, what'd your boy do? He went in there and your boy went in the building and got the bag for himself. This debate's gonna go on and on, but I tell you what, a lot of people are giving him grief, and as they should. You digs? Ghosts of Dicks Past. Remember, if you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, my Twitter handle and Instagram feed username is at the Iceman Show for both of them. So follow me right now. That way you're in the know. Go to Twitter and put in at the Iceman Show. And then on the gram, put in at the Iceman Show. Okay? Go ahead and do that if you haven't done it already. Some of you, people get asking me about Twitter, what my Twitter handle was. Yeah. Should be at the Iceman Show. And you should, on my page, you should see Mr. Freeze. Yeah, it should say Mr. Freeze. You digs? But that is our topic for Saturday for the Player Circle podcast. Black women, ghosts of Dicks Past. Have they come back to haunt your house, huh, baby? Have they come back to haunt your bedroom? I know a lot of you ladies got spare dick in your phone. Hey, ladies, I'm telling you right now, when you're sitting there trying to talk to a new dude and he's seeing that phone blowing up, he know that ain't your family. Some of them is, but he know most of them is dudes trying to get at you. So what he should do is say, you know what? Look like you pretty busy. Why don't you let them dudes in your phone that keep texting you? Why don't you, go handle your business with them? I'm just going to go ahead and eat my food, pay for it. You eat yours, you pay for it. That way, this won't be a foodie call. Can you dig it? You tuned in to the Iceman Show. We had a great show tonight. Hope you learned something. Hope you were entertained. I know a lot of ladies get a certain type of way about getting told the truth. Some of you guys are the same way. I hope that you will grow. I hope that you will grow from this and not stay stagnant and static. Because a lot of black folks are static right now. You're not moving. You're not making any progress. You need to make vertical progress, not lateral progress. Okay? Move up, not down, not laterally. You dig? Not horizontally. You dig? If you have not donated, do that right now. Hit us on the Cash App. Make that move right now. Or you can go to asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and donate there. I'd like to thank everybody that joined us tonight. Like you guys, before you go, hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button before they go. You digs? Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time, we're starting our new season of the Player Circle Podcast. We will be broadcasting at 4 p.m. Don't meet me there, beat me there. You digs? If you have any questions, email me. This is the official Iceman Show email. So make sure you copy this down and email me, because that's one of the official Iceman Show podcast emails. I gotta fix it on my phone because I don't get alerts on my phone for some reason. So they was like, your password's messed up, and I'm like, oh, I gotta fix that. Oh, that's got to get fixed. You digs? That's the email, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you've been purged from the Mad Voodoo Man channel. Subscribe to the channel. And if you can't do that, create another channel and then come back and subscribe to me then. All right. Sorry for the inconvenience. I know it didn't have anything to do with me, but it is my channel. I don't want you thinking that I booted you guys, because I didn't. Now, there have been some folks I did boot, but they were trolls. Okay. All right, man. We'll see you guys Saturday, God willing. Player Circle Podcast. Make sure you got your face in the place. Don't meet me there, beat me there. You digs? Keep it locked right here. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Iceman Show. Do that right now. And before you leave, hit the like button. Holla at your boy.